Ladies and gentlemen, betrayal is never announced. It is silent, creeping, and often disguised as loyalty. We are taught to trust, to love, to believe in the goodness of people. But what happens when the very people we hold close are the ones who break us? God, in His infinite wisdom, does not leave us defenseless. He sends signs, whispers of truth hidden in the smallest of moments. A lingering doubt, a sudden distance, an unspoken tension. These are not coincidences. They are warnings. The greatest deceptions do not come from enemies, but from those who call us friend. Watch for the ones who clap too slowly at your success, whose smiles fade when you are not looking. There is an old saying, a knife from a stranger wounds the flesh, but a knife from a friend wounds the soul. Yet let us not dwell in resentment. Every betrayal is a lesson, a protection, a step towards something greater. When one door closes, it is often because God has seen what we could not. The betrayal that shatters you today may be the very thing that saves you tomorrow. So, protect yourself. Listen to that quiet voice inside. Surround yourself with those whose loyalty is proven in silence, not just in words. And when you must walk away, do so with grace. Justice belongs to God, and in time all things are revealed. The mask of loyalty. Loyalty is a beautiful illusion, but illusions are fragile. The most dangerous betrayals do not come from enemies who declare war upon you. No, the deepest wounds are inflicted by those who sit at your table, those who speak your name with warmth, those whose hands you trust to hold your own. Deception rarely arrives as a storm. It does not announce itself with thunder or lightning. Instead, it moves like a shadow, silent, patient, waiting for the moment when your guard is down. A betrayer does not always appear cruel. In fact, they often wear the mask of kindness. They smile at you, they listen, they offer their shoulder for you to lean on. But behind that facade, their heart beats with a different rhythm. Jealousy, resentment, a quiet hunger to see you stumble. Perhaps you've felt it before, a hesitation in their encouragement, a coldness in their congratulations, a brief flicker in their eyes that betrays their true feelings. God has designed our hearts with an awareness of such things, but we often dismiss it. We tell ourselves that we are overthinking, that we should trust more, that doubt is a sign of weakness. But is it? Or is it wisdom whispering in our ear, urging us to look a little closer? History has shown us that the greatest betrayals often come from the closest companions. It is not the stranger in the crowd, but the one who knows your weaknesses, who has studied your fears, who understands how to strike when you least expect it. The mask they wear is crafted with precision, for their deception is not meant to be seen, it is meant to be felt when it is too late. But God, in His mercy, does not allow such masks to last forever. Sooner or later, the truth begins to crack through the disguise. A misplaced word, a delayed reaction, an unexplained shift in behavior, these are not accidents. These are warnings. To protect yourself, you must learn to see beyond appearances. Do not be fooled by mere words of affection. Look at actions. Observe patterns. Trust what is shown, not what is promised. And above all, when the mask finally slips, do not hold on to the illusion. Let go, step back, and understand that God removes people from your life for a reason. The whispers of unease. Long before betrayal reveals itself, it whispers, not in words, not in actions, but in something deeper, an unshakable feeling, a quiet discomfort, a moment of hesitation that you cannot explain. It is a glance that lingers too long, a pause in a conversation that feels unnatural, a shift in the air when a certain name is mentioned. These moments are easy to dismiss. After all, doubt feels like a heavy burden to carry. We tell ourselves to ignore it, to trust more, to give people the benefit of the doubt. But what if that doubt is a gift? God does not allow deception to flourish without warning. He plants signs along our path, subtle but persistent, urging us to look closer. A sudden change in someone's tone, a hesitation in their reassurance, an inexplicable distance. They are not coincidences. They are signals, soft but clear, placed in our hearts before our eyes can see the truth. Yet human nature resists these whispers. We prefer the comfort of trust over the weight of suspicion. We silence the voice inside us that warns of impending betrayal because we do not want to believe that someone we love could be capable of such deception. But ignoring these signs does not erase the truth. It only delays its arrival. Think back to a time when you felt uneasy around someone, but could not put your finger on why. Perhaps their energy shifted, their words no longer matched their actions, or a certain coldness crept into their presence. At the time it may have seemed insignificant, but later, when the truth surfaced, you realized you knew all along. The unease was never without cause. It was God's way of speaking to you before the storm arrived. To protect yourself, you must learn to listen. Pay attention to that instinct, to the subtle nudges that tell you something is not right. It is not paranoia, it is discernment. The whispers of unease are not meant to make you fearful, but to make you wise. When something feels off, it usually is. And when God speaks through intuition, He is giving you a chance to prepare, to step away, to shield yourself before the unseen becomes undeniable. The poison of silent envy. Betrayal is rarely loud in its beginning. It does not arrive with open hostility or grand declarations of opposition. More often it grows in silence, hidden behind polite smiles and well wishes. But if you look closely, you will see it. In the eyes of those who pretend to celebrate you, in the words of those who offer praise that feels just a little too forced. Envy is a quiet poison. It does not always lash out directly, nor does it always make itself obvious. Instead, it lingers in the shadows, feeding on unspoken resentment, building over time until it becomes something more dangerous. Some betrayals are not born from hatred but from jealousy, an inability to accept your success, your happiness, or even your resilience. The betrayer does not always wish to harm you outright. Sometimes they simply wish to see you fall, so they no longer have to watch you rise. God warns us of such people in many ways. Have you ever noticed someone who only claps when they have to? Someone who supports you in public but remains silent in private? Someone who listens to your struggles with interest but greets your victories with hesitation? These are not just passing moments, they are glimpses of what lies beneath. Pay attention. Envy rarely remains contained. It festers, and in time it seeks an outlet. This is why betrayal often comes from those closest to us. A stranger has no reason to envy you, but a friend, a relative, a longtime companion. These are the ones who witness your journey firsthand. They see what others do not. They know your hardships, but they also see your triumphs. And if their heart is not pure, that knowledge becomes fuel for silent resentment. But here is the truth. Their envy is not your burden to carry. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Do not dim your light because it makes someone else uneasy. If your success exposes someone's hidden resentment, then it is not your success that is the problem. It is their heart. To protect yourself, Be mindful of those who are present during your struggles, but absent during your joy. Watch for those who seem close, yet secretly compete with you. And above all, trust that God reveals these people in time. When He does, do not ignore it. Distance yourself. Protect your peace. And remember, envy is their battle, not yours. The divine protection. Betrayal is a wound that cuts deep, often leaving scars we never expected to carry. It arrives unannounced, shaking our trust, making us question everything we once believed about loyalty and love. But in the grand design of life, there is a truth we must never forget. Not all betrayals are tragedies. Some are divine protections in disguise. When someone betrays you, the immediate reaction is pain. You feel the weight of their deception, the sting of broken trust. You replay the moments of sincerity that now feel like a lie. You wonder how you could have been so blind, so open, so trusting of someone who was never truly loyal. But what if that betrayal was not meant to destroy you? What if it was meant to save you? God sees what we do not. He knows the hearts of people long before they reveal themselves to us. He hears the conversations spoken in secret. He witnesses the intentions that never reach our ears. And sometimes, when He sees that we are walking alongside someone who does not truly wish us well, He allows their betrayal to come to light, not to break us. Think about the times in your life when you felt someone slipping away before you even understood why. Maybe a friend became distant, a partner became cold, a trusted ally suddenly turned against you. It hurt, it confused you, it left you wondering what went wrong. But then, as time passed, you began to see the bigger picture. You realized that if that person had stayed, they would have hindered your growth, poisoned your peace, or stood in the way of something greater. The betrayal that feels like destruction is often just God's way of removing what does not serve you. Sometimes we hold on to people out of love, out of history, out of loyalty, not realizing that their presence in our lives is delaying our blessings. If they had remained, they would have drained our energy, distracted us from our purpose, or even led us down a path that was never meant for us. Look at history. The greatest figures, the strongest leaders, the most successful individuals, all have faced betrayal at some point. And yet it was that very betrayal that pushed them toward their destiny. If the people who betrayed them had remained loyal, they might have never reached the heights they were meant to achieve. What felt like a loss was, in truth, a divine redirection. So, when betrayal finds you, do not let it harden your heart. Do not let it make you bitter or vengeful. Instead, step back and ask yourself, what is God protecting me from? What is He making space for in my life? Trust that He is guiding you towards something better, even when it feels like you are losing something important. Sometimes, the greatest blessings come wrapped in the disguise of pain. To protect yourself, do not chase after those who have betrayed you. Do not beg them to stay. Do not fight for what was meant to leave. Instead, stand firm in the belief that if someone was removed from your life, it was for a reason. Betrayal is painful, but staying in the presence of hidden enemies is far worse. Let them go, and trust that in their absence, God is making way for something far greater than you could ever imagine. The power of letting go. Betrayal has a way of consuming the mind. It replays itself over and over, like a film stuck on the most painful scene. The deception, the lies, the broken trust. It all lingers, demanding answers, demanding justice. But here is a truth few realize in the moment. Holding on to betrayal does not heal you. It only gives more power to those who wronged you. When someone betrays you, the natural instinct is to seek closure. You want them to understand what they did, to feel the weight of their actions, to regret their choices. You may even want them to suffer as you have suffered. But in chasing this desire, you unknowingly allow the betrayal to continue its damage. Your mind stays trapped in the past. Your emotions remain tied to the very person who hurt you, and your soul carries a weight that was never meant to be yours. God does not ask you to carry betrayal like a burden. He does not want your heart to be consumed by thoughts of revenge or resentment. Instead, he teaches you the power of letting go. This does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean allowing people back into your life who have proven they cannot be trusted. It means choosing peace over poison, choosing growth over grudges. It means understanding that when someone betrays you, they are revealing their own character, not diminishing yours. Think of the times you have held on to past betrayals. Did replaying the pain ever undo what was done? Did dwelling on the deception ever bring back what was lost? Or did it only steal more of your time, your energy, and your peace? The truth is, resentment does not punish the betrayer, it punishes you. It keeps you in a cycle of bitterness while they move on, unaffected. Letting go is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the realization that no amount of anger can change what has happened. It is the strength to release the chains of past wounds and step into a future unburdened by bitterness. It is the ultimate act of self-respect, because it refuses to let betrayal define your story. But make no mistake, letting go does not mean justice will not be served. God sees all. He knows what was done in secret. He hears the words spoken behind your back. He watches as others scheme against you. And he promises that justice belongs to him. Every act of betrayal carries a consequence, whether seen or unseen. Your role is not to chase that justice, but to trust that in time all things will be revealed and every heart will answer for its deed. So, how do you let go? You choose yourself over your pain. You choose to move forward, to focus on your own journey rather than the actions of others. You set boundaries. You remove toxic people from your life. And you trust that anyone who was removed was never meant to be part of your destiny. You stop seeking apologies from those who are not capable of giving them, and you start seeking peace within yourself. To protect yourself, understand this. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. It does not mean reconciling with a betrayer. It means releasing their grip on your heart. It means walking away not as a victim, but as someone who has conquered the pain. Because in the end, true power is not in revenge. It is in rising above, in living well, in proving that no betrayal has the power to break you.